Welcome to section 6.1, part 3. This is the 45th session of the CISSP exam prep series. With the goals and the math behind us, let's meet the classic ciphers themselves. In this session, we'll walk through the building blocks of every cipher. We'll answer several questions. How is a code different from a cipher? What are the two basic ways to scramble a message? What makes a one-time pad theoretically unbreakable? What is a running key cipher? Does a cipher work on whole chunks or one piece at a time? And what two properties make a modern cipher strong? Why does this matter beyond the exam? Because these old ideas are the DNA of the algorithms you use today. Picture troubleshooting a legacy application still leaning on a weak, homegrown cipher. Recognizing its ancestry tells you instantly why it fails and what to replace it with. These classic techniques also show up constantly in exam questions. Knowing them cold is the fastest way through that part of the test. How is a code different from a cipher? People use the words interchangeably, but they are not the same. A code swaps whole words or phrases for other symbols, and it is not always meant to hide meaning. Think of the shorthand radio phrases that emergency crews use, where a single number stands for a full sentence. A cipher is always meant to conceal, and it works on the smallest units, individual characters, bits, or fixed blocks. An easy anchor is this: codes handle words and phrases, while ciphers handle characters and bits. What are the two basic ways to scramble a message? There are two fundamental moves. The first is transposition, which rearranges the pieces you already have without changing them. Take a word and reverse its letters, and apple becomes elper. The second is substitution, which swaps each piece for a different one. The classic example shifts every letter a fixed number of places down the alphabet. So with a shift of 3, A becomes D. Picture a deck of cards. Transposition shuffles the order, while substitution replaces each card with a different one. Can a simple substitution be broken easily? Yes, and the weakness is telling. A fixed shift cipher falls to frequency analysis. Every language leans on certain letters far more than others, so an attacker counts which scrambled letters appear most and maps them back to the common ones. A stronger variant fights back by using multiple alphabets in a single message, driven by a keyword. This polyalphabetic approach hides the raw letter frequencies, but even it leaks a subtler pattern, because the keyword eventually repeats. Think of disguising your handwriting by switching styles until someone notices the same style returns on a schedule. What makes a one-time pad theoretically unbreakable? A one-time pad uses a different random substitution for every single letter, so no pattern ever survives to be attacked. Get it exactly right and it cannot be cracked, even in theory. But the conditions are strict. The key must be truly random, kept physically secret, used only once, and at least as long as the message. Break any one of those rules and the whole guarantee collapses. Historically, a foreign code was cracked precisely because its keys were not truly random. Think of a passphrase so long, so random, and so single-use that guessing it is pointless. What is a running key cipher, and why use one? A running key cipher, also called a book cipher, solves the pad's biggest headache, distributing long keys. Instead of shipping physical pads, both sides agree on a shared text. Say a specific chapter of a well-known novel. Starting at a set point, they draw as many characters as the message needs straight from that book to serve as the key. There is nothing secret to smuggle, only an agreement about where to begin reading. It is like two people holding the same paperback and pointing at the same paragraph to unlock a note. Does a cipher work on whole chunks or one piece at a time? This is the block versus stream distinction. A block cipher gathers a fixed-sized chunk of the message and encrypts the entire chunk in one pass. A stream cipher works on a single character or bit at a time, flowing continuously. Most modern algorithms are block ciphers, though a stream cipher can be adapted to buffer data and encrypt it in block-like batches. Think of a bakery. A block cipher boxes a full dozen at once, while a stream cipher hands over one cookie as each leaves the oven. What two properties make a modern cipher strong? Strong ciphers rely on confusion and diffusion working together. Confusion means the link between the key and the ciphertext is so tangled that tweaking the input teaches an attacker nothing about the key. Diffusion means a single change in the plaintext ripples out and alters many parts of the ciphertext. A well-built algorithm layers both, using substitution to create confusion and transposition to create diffusion. Picture stirring a drop of dye into water. Diffusion spreads it everywhere, and confusion means you can never trace it back to the drop. So let's bring it together. Codes swap words, while ciphers scramble characters and bits. The two core moves are transposition, which rearranges, and substitution, which replaces. Simple substitutions fall to frequency analysis, while one-time pads are unbreakable only if every strict rule holds. Running key ciphers borrow their key from a shared book. Ciphers act on blocks or streams, and real strength comes from combining confusion and diffusion. These primitives underpin every modern algorithm ahead. The MCQs covering all the topics and concepts from this session are available on rucloud.com. Practice the chapter-specific MCQs before moving on to the next session. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, post a comment below or email us. I will see you in the next session.